Okay, so I'm going to go over the problem that you had. So the first thing again is finding that common denominator by multiplying the denominators. So 3 times 5 gives me 15. Then again we need to cross multiply. So 3 times 4 gives me 12. And we're going to cross multiply my 2 and my 5. 2 times 5 is 10 and bring up that negative. So 10 and bring up the negative. Now you're also going to bring up your addition sign, and now you're just focusing on negative 10 plus 12. Negative 10 plus 12, we have two different signs, so subtract the absolute values. 12 minus 10 is 2, and I'm going to keep the sign of the bigger absolute value, so I'm going to take the absolute values 10 and 12. 12 is bigger than 10, so my final answer is going to be a positive 2 over 15. Okay, so this problem is not in your book, so you are just watching me. So we have negative 2 over 7 minus negative 1/5. So again, we have subtraction. So I'm just going to write this out as negative 2 over 7 minus negative 1/5. So again, this is not in your book. That's why I'm writing it in red. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use keep, change, change. Okay, we're going to change this minus to an addition problem. So I'm going to, again, use keep, change, and change. So I'm keeping negative 2/7 the same. I'm going to change my minus to an addition. And I'm going to change this negative 1/5 to its opposite. So it's the same steps for keep, change, change, where you keep the first term the same, change minus to addition, and change that second term to its opposite. So the opposite of negative 1/5 is a positive 1/5. Okay, now I have my addition problem, just like the previous lesson. So we're just going to use those same steps that we did in our problem of the day. So step 2 is find a common denominator by multiplying the two denominators together gives me 35. Step 3 is to cross multiply. So I'm going to cross multiply my 7 times 1 to give me 7. And I'm going to cross multiply my 2 and my 5 to give me 10 and bring up that negative. So 10 and the negative. So this negative goes up. So now all I'm left with is negative 10 plus 7. I know it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to try to highlight it. Now all you're doing is adding those new numerators, so negative 10 plus 7. So they have two different signs, so we need to find the difference by subtracting the absolute values. So 10 minus 7 is 3, and we're going to keep the sign of the bigger absolute value. The bigger absolute value in this case is 10. 10 has a negative sign, so we're going to keep that negative sign for a negative 3 over 35. So that fourth step was use adding rules with the new numerators after you cross multiplied.